been asked to, thank you for asking, to say a few things about Michael Burns, and I was sober enough to do that.
Oh, thank God.
Wow, there's a lot of incredible faces here showing up for Michael Burns.
Yeah.
Michael Burns' celebration here today. Michael Burns, he's a guiding soul for a lot of us. Every one of us, minus a few who never saw him but had heard about him and are here because of him. Great, great occasion. And I wish that somebody was hired to like fly a drone to get an overhead view of this crowd, for posterity, to see the little communities of friends gathering in all of these circles. It's fantastic. I've felt the tide waves of familiar faces washing over this place here over the last couple of days. Just incredible. I think I speak for everybody here. It's been an incredible reunion, like nothing else before, and possibly nothing else since. So, just wanted to shout out a hurrah for Michael Burns.
To Michael.
We love him. Love.
Father Burns.
Father Burns.
Hurrah.
Oh, man. Good job,
Mother.
I couldn't attempt to top that.
Hey!
Hey!
Everyone.
When they had the show downtown, they asked me to write something, so I started off by saying there weren't a lot of people that came here because of Burns, but a lot of people survived it because of Burns. When I was a student, Saturdays were really a refreshing change from Jim and Creighton, kind of rigid in a way. And Michael was just so relaxed, and it was something we look forward to a Saturday when Burns is here. I got in trouble with Tom Brown once for goofing off too much.
Someone had to
for
reel you
Michael,
in.
but that didn't last long. At Elephants and stuff, you'd see Burns, and all of a sudden he wasn't there. He was great with the Irish goodbyes. He was here until he wasn't, so, and we're grateful that he was.
Yeah.
So I can say, thank you, Michael.
Come on, we'll tell something.
All right, I'll
Hey,
Steve
Sobieski.
Sobieski, for those of you who don't know, aka Sobi.
What year?
0506. So yeah, 18. Thankfully, someone just reminded me 18 years ago I graduated. So I saved 2 years. I'm blessed and grateful to have a commissioned Burns box that when I was making a memorial box for a loved one who was a father figure, I decided to make a fraternal twin with that wood and called Michael. It's like, Michael, I'd really love a box, man. He's like, all right, come on over. And so I gave him pretty carte blanche. Like, this is the wood. I just wanted to do one of these deals. Everything else is on you. So he called me maybe 2-3 months later. And I'm in a shop. I'm drinking an Irish coffee. And he does the unveil. It's like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Oh my God, Michael, thank you. I'm, little braided knot and this little brass fixture, and open it up. It's 4 drawers, and I get my checkbook out. Like, what I owe you, man? Like $1,000. Come on, Mike. I can't. Seriously, what do I owe you? $1,000. That's not enough. I need to give you more. Like, how many hours you got in this thing? It's like, I stopped counting at 100. I can't give you $1,000, man. All right, then make it 1,200.
Hard bargain.
All right. Wrote him a check. Like, this isn't enough, Michael. You're giving it away. He's like, no. They're really good hours. And that was his message, largely, was just be happy. And I'm so blessed to have that box. And I've been living with it now for 5 years. And I used to think of just my loved friend, Jerry. And so now I get to think of Michael and Jerry simultaneously when I see that box.
Thanks, man.
Jonathan, 2011 and 12. There are a few of us, but I had the privilege of being kind of like a bridge year between Michael, his last year as the director, and then Laura coming on somewhere around here for my second year. Michael was, my teacher or mentor and friend, and he eventually, knew I was poor. He kind of hired me to come over on Sundays and mow his lawn. I knew that there was a guy in the previous year that did that for him, and he picked me out as like the poorest of the crew. There were some pretty poor guys in this crew. I don't know why he focused on me. But I would mow, and then he would follow after me with his weed whacker. And then we would go into the shop, and he would try to get me high. I grew up pretty conservatively. I really bought into like Dare, which ages me a little bit. I don't remember what Dare stands for, but I was a Missouri boy. I stayed away from weed and other drugs until Michael in his woodshop garage. And the first few times it didn't take. I don't know if I actually knew how to do it. And then finally, this one day, it worked, but I didn't think it had worked. And I ended up at that Safeway on the one, and I was trying to make chili. And I was walking around Safeway, and I was like, I think this is hitting me. Something is hitting me. I think this is what it means to get high. And I'm like, okay, first time ever high in the Safeway. Let's go get your tomatoes for the chili. And there's just like 15 feet of tomatoes, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't be right here. So I go to get the beans. I go to the other aisle, and I say 15 feet of beans. And at some point, I'm like, how long have I been standing in this bean aisle? And I finally grab the things, and I get home, and I'm ready to start the chili. And I get up my 2 cans of tomatoes, my 2 cans of beans, and I look at them, and I got 4 cans of beans. And I've had the privilege of of, after graduating, continuing my friendship with Michael and my friendship with Julie, and being a part of their lives after school has meant so much to me. Seeing them as role models, seeing them as two people that loved one another. I can't express how much he meant to me and how much you mean to me, Julie. I'm so glad to be here with you all. Woo!
I'd like to say a little bit about Michael Burns. When I first heard that he had passed away, I was devastated. Michael Burns to me was Father Burns. He was good at ironing out any kind of differences we had in the program. And Michael, I thank you. I miss you. Father Burns, Michael Burns, one and the same.
Father Burns.
I'll just say a quick thing that hasn't been said yet that I feel needs to be said about Michael. Tobin, I think 13 and 14, 2013, 14, I'm not sure. He was really fun to fish with. He loved fishing, and that was like, he was really the first older male in my life, older dude that made getting, mature in life still look like a decent, fun thing to do. That you could still smoke a joint, you have a nip of whiskey, and go fishing, and just, still be living life the way it's meant to be lived. So, I'll always be grateful to him.
Quick thing about his fishing. I went out fishing with him a few times. My Bruce, 2017, 18.
You're in the middle there.
All right. So I thought he was this peaceful guy. This woodworkers for peace, hippie, pot smoking. Look at my beautiful little boxes, I'm like, this is gonna be really fun going out fishing with them. And then we get out there in his little boat, and probably some of you have seen his little boat. And you go out there, and he's like, there's some boat over in this other spot. He's like, sorry, kids. Like, those motherfuckers are in my fishing spot. He's like yelling at him. I'm like, oh my god. who is this man? Just like, it's like metamorphosis of just like a highly aggressive, like spooled up Fort Bragg, like dingy fisherman. And then we only caught one salmon. I've never seen someone so like down and upset and just like pissed off and just like cursing at the potato birds, it's like those damn potato birds, the little oyster catchers, and he just it was great. The guy is a fantastic human. And
that was the only time he would get upset.
I know.
Especially when he didn't catch anything.
Yeah, and he was all because Greg taught him. Yeah.
Fishing got the worst out of it.
Yeah.
But if he caught fish, he was very good.
Oh yeah, he caught it. He was blessed, But the bird.
There's one detail about his fishing also. Because it's true that he really felt it if he did well or if he didn't do well.
Well, if he would catch one salmon, even one salmon in the season, which happened I think a couple years ago, he would show up with a fillet for our family. He would, and you know, generous guy with his one salmon, he would still split it up and bring it to his people.
Hey, I'm Alex Wilson. I was in the class of 2010, and my dad's Randall. He's started a company after he went here. In what year? A few years ago. And so I grew up, you know, with his business was built to hire students out of this program. And so I grew up like watching these elite woodworkers come through this program and just kill it. And always definitely just felt like, you know, never. And, you know, I got through high school and eventually started working with Randall and Matt Bonnell and all these guys, and decided to come up to the program. And, you know, Michael was just like the man, and his energy was just like the most welcoming, sweet, wonderful, creative, best thing ever. You know, that guy touched me so deeply, and I was so lucky to have him.
Us too.
All of us were. So,
we all.
yeah. Cheers to that guy, man. We miss you, Michael.
I want to speak over here. I am peripheral to this community. My name's Nikki, and I'm partner with J.P. Scott. 2000? Something like that? Yes. But I'm speaking of Michael as family maker. Michael the marrier. Who here was married by Michael? Or did they all go home? All right, yeah, so Michael made families, and here we are all right now as one big family. So thank you. I'm so lucky to be part of your family. So to Michael, his love of love.
Dave Eister, 93, I moved here. When I was in school, the old man was in the room with us. And we called the place a pressure cooker. I don't know if anybody calls it that anymore. I hope not. It was an intimidating place to be sometimes. You know, there were really advanced, super experienced woodworkers in the room, not just JK, but other students that was competitive and not always encouraging, and I was brand new. I had very little experience. My experience, I'd been working in a laminate countertop shop when I got in here. So I felt like I was totally blessed. But after a few months, the pressure was building, and it wasn't always inspiring to come to class, especially when the old guy was here. And I started blowing off school after lunch. I was always here in the morning, but I could blow off school after lunch. And I'd skip around Fort Bragg. Still love this town. And Michael would come to class, and he would he would visit everybody's bench. And he started asking where I was. And so I came waltzing in real late after lunch one day, and he saw me and he said, "Let's step out back." So we stepped out back, the picnic table there, and we sat down. He said, "What's going on?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, you're not putting it in. You're not putting in the time. What, what's going on?" I said, "I don't really know." He said, "Well, let me just say this." He said, "You're here because maybe you think you want to do this for your work. Maybe you want to be a woodworker." He said, "But let me tell you something." He said, "If you're going to be, anything you work at, you're going to be doing your work more than you sleep, more than you eat, more than you fuck, for sure. So you want to be able to like your work. You want to be happy in your work. So think about whether or not this is what you want to do. And if you want to be here, man, it's here. This is why you're here. So make your decision, and we're here for you." So I started coming to class all the time after that. And Michael made it easier to be here. He was a gentle guy, and he held you to the same standards, but he was gentle and understanding, and he made it a much more pleasant place. So just, like we've all heard from him, be happy in your work. And I think it's important to always remember that. Now, when I moved here and started school, I am today about the same age that he was. And I know what he meant now. I don't really know if I knew what he meant then entirely.
That's like a $1 million thing.
But anyway, I'll miss him.
I want to reiterate something he just said, and I had no intention of speaking tonight, but you sounded like you were constantly jetting. But he was so caring that there was one day that I missed, just one, and he's like, "Are you okay, bro?" Just because I missed one day. And that motherfucker was my hero. My hero. That's all I want to say. So much respect to what you were saying, by the way.
I missed so many days of Michael Robert true teachings. My dad had just died. I hadn't been there, but when I rolled in from Canada, my car had crashed and a lot of other things. He got me out of having some real legal troubles in America. He fucking it's a whole story, but he always said, "Lyman, you never have to be a woodworker." And he just said to me, "You can be wherever you want. You can be fucking anything in the world, but be good at it. And your heart and soul and your life is meant to be shared with the world and not kept to yourself." And that's my man that I met from the very depths of the Arctic North, that I came and said, accepted me, love that human being. This is why I came down here. This is why this fire exists. That's that man. I always throw that bottle cap away.
Get rid of
we
that
don't
cap.
want to see that.
My name's Timey, 2001 and 2. So I think my favorite Michael quote, and I can't help myself to repeat it, even though I teach high schoolers now. My favorite Michael quote was, "Sex and glue changes everything."
Okay, let's party, guys. Michael.
Yeah, look what he made. Not only did he make boxes, not only did he make furniture, but he made this family that changed the trajectory of my life, and all of us who are here to just give gratitude, to return to this spot that lit a fire in all of us and keeps us all going every day. I feel so grateful for him, for all of you, and for this place.
True guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll tell you anything. It was trees, Michael Birds, it was fucking goddamn cool. Yeah, man. No way.